Always takes a minute to get this stinking Instagram to go live for some reason. Instagram is not wanting to go live. Why? Hang on. Trying to get this set up here. This is not working. Why is this not working? Well, I guess we're going to do it on YouTube only. All right, well, all right, guys. Thanks for joining in. Could not get Instagram to work tonight for some reason, so we will roll on. So I will post a thing on Instagram to let everybody know. They can come over on YouTube and find this video here tonight. As I talked about in the last episode, you guys wanted to see how to use market movers on your own. So I am going to show you tonight how you can use market movers to make money. Let's get started here. So we are going to go live into market movers. The first thing you're going to notice, guys, is the dashboard. Over here on the left, the way that I find the plays that I talk about, scroll down here to intelligence reports. When you click on it, it's going to give you a couple of different things that you can do. I always use the grade ratios. I start by looking at raw cards and comparing them to PSA 9. The reason I'm not comparing them to 10s is because I like the low floor that we've talked about. I don't like it when the 9 doesn't help us cover our money, right? So we want to make sure that we can make sure that we cover our money. We want to be conservative. We want to get a good return on investment. All right, so we go raw for grade. We compare it to PSA 9, and then we are going to pick a year. So you can do a range, you can do multiple years. I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can do this. Let's just do 2020, for example. And now you can search by player if you wanted to search all Joe Burrow cards or all Shohei Ohtani cards or whatever. I like to go broad because I'm looking to come up with as many plays as possible for you guys. So I would do several years. So here's what I'm going to do. The way I do it, I go 2020, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. And now I'm going to go for football. So we're going to find some plays here tonight. And then I click all of the possible different sets that you can get. And the reason why I do that is because you just never know when you might find a play that is not something that you expected. It might come from a goofy set. It might be something you didn't think of. I don't like to leave any stone unturned when I'm trying to make plays to make money. So we're going to click all of these. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but you just click them all one at a time. Eventually you run out of space and you got to go. like this. All right, you get the idea. So we're going to, because there's so many of them right now, we're going to shorten it back up to 2020. And I'm going to select all of the 2020 football. I even select the draft picks just because, again, you never know. I'm not a fan of draft picks, but if I can make money on it, that is all we are trying to do here. Oops. Sorry about that. I never silenced my phone. So we'll finish selecting the football. And there are quite a few of them here in 2020. All right, so now you hit search. What this is going to do is this is going to bring up Market Movers Intelligent Reports. You scroll down, you can go 7 days, you can go 30 days. I like to do the last 14 days, so that gives you a nice little thing. You're going to want to eliminate the outlier. What an outlier is Market Movers indicates that it is something out of the norm. It might be, one single sale. It might have been a shill bid. It might have been somebody trying to buy their own card. It might have been a mistake. Whatever the case may be, the data doesn't add up. It doesn't match up. It doesn't line up. And Market Movers wants to let you know it's an outlier so you don't go and try and buy based on that recommendation. So I always go with the ratio. I want to sort low to high. So I want to go with the smallest percentage. And usually the first page is all outliers, which, as you can see, this is. So we're going to go to the second page. Sometimes the second page is all outliers as well. That is the case here. So we're going to get to page 3. We still got some outliers. And here you go. The outliers are done on page 3. And now you can start looking for plays to make. What I like to do is you've got approximately $21 is what it takes to get a card graded in a bulk submission. It's $19. And then if you average out the shipping costs amongst all of the cards you send in, it's usually another couple of dollars for the cards. So I separate that out and divide it out amongst all the cards in the set to calculate the shipping. So it's usually $21 to $24, depending upon how many cards and how much the shipping was. So I try to look for something here where there's at least a $25 range to make sure that we're going to at least break even on a PSA 9. So what we're looking at here, you can scroll down. Here's our first one. We have a Patrick Mahomes Mosaic Pink Camo. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this card and I'm going to pull up the chart. It says $5 was the last sale. In the last 30 days, $5 was the last sale. The average is $6. Let's call it $7. So this is a card that you can get. It sells pretty regularly in that $5 to $7 range. Next thing I'm going to do is click on the PSA 9, and I'm going to pull up that chart as well. Now you can see this might be a little bit of a tricky situation because there's only been one sale in the last 30 days. So I'm going to go to 60 days. And as you can see, the two previous sales were down close to $17, $15, and $13. But the last sale was $35. So this is a card I am not going to continue with, because that PSA 9, that last sale, If it goes back to the previous sales, you're going to lose quite a bit of money on a PSA 9. So we will keep looking through these. We'll go to page 4. Sometimes you got to go through quite a few pages. There's to find the good ones. All right, so here you go. Justin Jefferson, Mosaic Silver, $11, sold on the 4th. We're going to pull that up in a graph. And as you can see here in the last 30 days, that card is actually down from the last sale. So it's currently at $11. The 30-day average is $12. So this is a card that, again, you can feel confident trying to buy it around that target price. And the PSA 9, we're going to pull that up and look at that now to make sure that that is also worthy. And just like the Mahomes, only one sale in the last 30 days. So we'll stretch it out to 60. And just like the Mahomes, this card is steadily on the rise. So $35 was the previous sale, and all the way down to $13.50 for the sale before that. Now that was back at the beginning of the season. Justin Jefferson's having a good year. But again, that's a card that I may come back to if I can't find anything else, that in the Mahomes, but it's not really what I'm looking for to try and find you guys some good plays. So we'll keep scrolling here and see what we can find. We'll go to page 5. Once we find one we want to do, we'll take the next step and we'll get you guys a play here. So, all right, so here's the Justin Jefferson Donruss base card, $47. Looks like a very high sale on the PSA 9. So I'm going to start with the 9. And yes, look at that chart climb. This is really, over the last 60 days, it's a $23 card. So he's clearly hot right now, but by the time you buy it raw and grade it, you don't know if he's going to still be hot. You don't know if the Vikings are going to make the playoffs. So it's just a little bit too risky for my liking. Here's a card, Tua. Let's take a look. This one here might be a good one. Blue Hyper. So you got the, he just came back, so there might be a little bit there. So yeah, so you got the last sale was $8. The 60-day average is $8. So I'm confident I'm going to get that for the target price. The PSA 9. That has spiked a little bit since he's come back from his injury. But there again, the 60-day average is actually less than the most recent sale. So I'm confident that that most recent sale is going to be the bottom. It is probably going to go up from there if the Dolphins can start playing well, as they have not. I think they're 2-5 right now. So they could go on a little run. Tua could get hot, and this card could go up. But being he's coming off an injury, I like that 33 is a nice place. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the search bar and I'm going to type this card in to see whether or not it is a play we want to do. So I'm going to type in Optic, Blue Hyper, Tua, and I'm going to go PSA 10. And now that has a $60 upside with a 60-day average of $61. So again, not a sexy play, as you've got, you can double your money essentially with a $60 card. So it might be the best one we've seen so far. Buy in that $8 to $10 range. A PSA 9 is going to get you $33 to $35. So you're going to wash out on a PSA 9, and you'll double your money on a PSA 10 to $60. So that gives you an idea of how this works. There should be some better plays than this in the 2020 class. So we'll keep looking and see if we can't find you guys a better one to make some money on. The Green Prism. That would be about the spread we're looking for as well. There again, Tua. So again, we take a look at the chart. Now this one here, as you can see, fell off a cliff. The 60-day average is $24. Most recent sale was $12. So you got to think you might have to pay up to that $20 range, possibly $25 range. The PSA 9, we're going to take a look at that. And that one is a $32 average. So that's pretty close to on the 60-day average. It's up a little bit at $40. You should, if the PSA 10 has enough upside, you could make this into a play. You would just have a little bit of risk on the 9s. So let's take a look. 339 Prism green. Helps if I spell Prism right. And let's take a look and see what that all right, so there's your green Prism PSA 10, $171. Now, that card has not sold since back in September. So that card's going to come down. You got to figure it's going to come down 10, 20% like the raws have. So that's going to be from 170. It's probably about $125 card right now based on what his other sales are doing. But I like that card. So now we're looking at an upside of breaking even, maybe losing $5 on a PSA 9, but you're talking about going from maybe a $40 investment with the opportunity of getting $125 to $150. So this would be one that I would share with you guys. So this is one that if you're watching, you might want to take notes and write down. Hey, Mark, popped a Wemby Topps Chrome base PSA 10. Hey, congratulations. Yeah, they've dropped quite a bit. As I predicted, the Topps Chrome cards were going to come down because they're non-licensed. But from 500 to 124, ouch. Still profit to be had, though. Yeah, that's great. But yeah, sell. Get that thing sold before it comes down even any further, right? All right. Let's take a look and see what else we've got here. See if we can come up with another play. So the Justin Jefferson, clearly Donruss, that gives you about a $22 spread. So you'd want to take a look and see whether or not that has enough PSA 10 upside. Clearly Justin Jefferson. $52. So that's not a card that we should waste our time on. Not enough upside there. Let's scroll through here and see. CD Lamb. We'll see what Cooper Kupp does to his values. But that one there's got a purple shock. 156 optic. Purple shock. CD. $76. So that one might be okay. Let's take a look and see whether or not the charts are favorable to us. So in the last 60 days, that card is starting to come up. But the 60-day average is $12 and it's currently at 12. So you got to feel confident you'll be able to find that card for $12. Let's see if the PSA 9 is actually down a little bit. So yeah, I would be confident in that one as well. PSA 9, you're going to break even. PSA 10, you're going to double your money. So that's another card that you could put on your watch list and try and find. Let's see if we can find one more, and then I'll show you another way to search. All right. we're going to, that love is close. Like to find something with a little bit more. There we go. Sometimes the serial numbered cards are a little bit harder to find, but they give you more upside. So let's take a look and see what this would be. I'll bet you this is going to have real good upside. 10 Prism Black. Purple Hertz. Numbered to 125. So let's take a look here. Yeah, $510. Now, you got to look. The last sale of that card was in May of 23, a year and a half ago. So that is not a real sale, or not a real comp, really. I would say 510. You got to think that that card's down from 2023. It's got to be down 60, 70%. But even still, if the card sells for even $1.50, well, PSA 9 is $1.50. When was that sale? 11.4. So the card should sell for $250 range. So that's a card that, because it's $60 raw and $155 in a PSA 9, there's a card that I really like because you're going to make money on a PSA 9. So let's take a look in the last 60 days on this card here. Most recent sale was $60. The 60-day average is $65. So that's a card. If you can find it around that $60, you're going to be in the money. Let's take a look at the PSA 9. When was it's only a pop 35, so there's not going to be a lot of sales on there. However, the most recent sale was just a couple of days ago on the 4th of November. The previous sale before that was $132. So the 180-day average is $129. Even at $129, you are looking at a nice, basically doubling your money from raw to PSA 9. So that is right now probably the best card we have looked at in terms of risk reward. So let's just scroll through and see if there's anything else. Dual patches. I try to stay away from the patches just because it's hard to get a grade on those. Although here, so what I would do on this one here, this Hertz, those are both recent comps. All right, let's just do this one. So let's see if this is worthy of us doing. So one, number 44, rookie, dual patch, auto, numbered to 149, Jalen Hurts. And let's look at a PSA 8. There we go, at a PSA 8. Now that was a year ago, so I would probably say I would want to, I would cut that down at least 40, 50%. So that's probably going to be in the 250 range, which is what you're paying for raw. So you can probably break even on an 8 or come close to breaking even with the upside of $650 or a nice little $300 profit. Costs a little bit more to get into the card. It's only numbered to 149, so it's going to be a little bit harder to find. But Jalen Hurts stuff is down right now, so you might find somebody trying to get out on this card. So there's only been 2 sales in the last 180 days. So this is going to be a hard card to find, guys. But if you can find it and you can get it for the comps around that 250, this is a card I would definitely go chasing after. Even at the low point there at $405, you've got a nice couple $100 opportunity there. So there's one I would really like. The Blue Hyper Optic Joe Burrow. Here's another one that I just recently did this play. So let's see. I don't have it back from PSA yet, so we're going to see whether or not this is still a good player if it has changed on me since I sent it in. It's in grading, so hopefully I get it back in the next, say, 3 weeks. Optic 151 Blue Hyper Burrow PSA 10. It had pretty good upside when I sent it in. So let's take a look here. Featured cards. Yeah, 156. So that is a card that's another card that you can put on your shopping list here and go out and actively look for. $41 in raw, $99 in a PSA 9, and $150 in a PSA 10. There's a card that you can really potentially make some money on. National Treasures, here's one just to show you what you can come up with here if you want to spend a little bit more money. National Treasures, Jordan Love rookie signatures, raw $405. PSA 9 is $999. And then you got, I don't know if there'll even be a PSA 10 of that thing, but let's take a look. Jordan Love, National Treasures. Rookie signatures, field pass, numbered to 99. Let's see if this thing even exists in a PSA 10. Yeah, no recorded sales. So, but you're looking at doubling your money from raw to PSA 9. So, I'd take my chances at doubling my money on a PSA 9. The other thing that you guys then want to do after you do this is you want to go and check the gem rates. So I create my list. I go through here. I'll create my list. I'll come up with the cards that I want to go over with you guys and show you this. These are the cards that you can make money on. And then I'll go through and I will look at the gem rates, and then I'll try and pick and choose the ones that have the most upside with the best gem rates to try and give you guys the best opportunity to make some money. It certainly is getting harder and harder to make money. I think everybody's feeling that, but raw to grade is still the best way to do it. I have pretty much faded most of my graded plays. However, I just ran across on Facebook, if you watch my plays of the day, I just had a Ichiro and a Pujols PSA 9 card that I bought considerably behind comps. And so I went ahead and bought a graded card in both of those cases because I should be able to flip them for about a $40 to $50 profit immediately once I get them shipped to me if I wanted to. However, the Ichiro I'm going to hold until the announcement that he makes the Hall of Fame. I am stocking up on Ichiro cards. Spoiler alert, I've got a lot of Ichiro cards sitting already that I've been buying and grading and waiting for the announcement to make a bunch of money on Ichiro at the Hall of Fame announcement. All right, so let's go back into the intelligence reports. Now, I showed you how you can search for, so we're going to get rid of this here. We're going to go... we're going to get rid of the football. Let's just get rid of this here. So that gets rid of all the sets. All right. Now, the next thing you can do is you can search by player. So there was just a random search for anybody. Let's do 2023 and 2024. And let's go with the hottest guy in sports, Victor Wembanyama. Now, his cards have been down because he's got 4,000 different variations of rookie cards out already. So now, because some of his were in football sets and things of that nature, I'm not going to pick a set. I'm just going to pick a player in a year range and hit search. And now what we do, again, we're going to have some outliers, which you want to get rid of the outliers to make sure that you aren't playing a game here that gives you some false information. All right, there you go. There's your first one that starts that's not an outlier. You can scroll through here and look for the spread like we were talking. Here's one lucky luck of the lottery silver, $15 and $45. Plenty of room to get the card graded. Let's just see whether or not we want to try and do this. Prism number 7, Victor, luck of the lottery. Luck of the lottery, silver in a PSA 10. We want so $225, pop 63. So this is definitely a card that you want to go chase. So in raw, $15. Look at the scale here in the last 30 days. So in the last 30 days, you've got 6 sales in the last 30 days, and the card is down 36%. The 30-day average is $21. So even if you had to pay the 30-day average and pay up for something around that $20 range, you've got the room at $45. Now let's take a look at the 30-day here. 4 sales, average is $42. It dipped and now it's coming back up a little bit. So this is a card that's this is a very safe card. You've got a very low floor in the fact that a PSA 9 breaks you even. A PSA 10 is going to 4 to 5x your money. So this is a card that I would be all over telling you guys about, getting excited and so forth. So I hope this kind of makes sense to you guys. Hope this video has helped. Really, Market Movers is the best way to find these types of plays. And they have, there's Card Ladder and there's Alt, and there's lots of charts and graphs out there, but there's nothing better than Market Movers that I've found. I've used them all. Market Movers is the easiest to use. It's the easiest to help you make money, especially using it in this way. Now you guys can go play around with it. It's inexpensive. You can get, I don't have any affiliations with sports card investors, so I can't send you any type of special links or anything of that nature. But if you contact Sports Card Investor, I believe that you can get a pretty hefty discount right now. It's maybe $14, $15 a month for the year if you buy a whole year. It's not real expensive, and it's definitely worth it. Mark just asked a question: what is your recommendation on any Wemby PSA 10s? Have base prisms, red cracked ice, etc. Feel like his market is way low, and a quadruple double would make them pop. Yes, Mark. I have some Wembanyama cards. I have a couple that I just got back. I've got several more that are on their way, hopefully back from PSA, and then I've got a few more yet that are in grading at PSA. So, yeah, I am not. The time to sell Wembanyama would have been during preseason. He got a little bit of a spike with a little bit of hype, but I wasn't really going after selling Wembanyamas in preseason either. He's been fairly quiet to start the year, and that is going to change over time here. He's settling in. He's too good of a player. That first quadruple double, at the beginning of the year, if you remember on one of my podcasts, I said I'm making a prediction that he's going to have a quintuple double at some point in time during the season. I think the Spurs are going to really ball out during the in-season tournament. They're going to try and do their best there, since they know that a playoff spot would be tremendous, but they're not really going to go deep this year. Their team is better than it was a year ago, but they are not still designed to make a deep run into the playoffs. So their best opportunity to make a splash would be in the preseason tournament. So you could see a couple of big games from Wemby in that period of time. So to answer your question, Mark, yes, Wembanyama, I am holding his stuff, waiting for that performance spike, because it's not if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. And I'm not concerned about holding his stuff for a little bit of time. I tried to time getting all the stuff back for before Thanksgiving, so that when the preseason tournament or in-season tournament starts, I've got his stuff ready to go when he has a big game. So I would hold tight if you've got some good stuff. I would hold tight. If you can make money on it and you want to flip it, because you're in a position, you did raw to grade, and you can double your money, or you can make a nice profit on it, and you want to turn it and reinvest it and keep that money flowing. I'm okay with that as well. That is the best way to make money, is to keep flipping and turning, and the velocity in which you spin the cards is how you make the really big bucks in this hobby. But if you want to take the gamble like I am, just waiting for that huge game for him that is going to put him all over ESPN, the highlights, people are going to go nuts. They're going to look for his cards. He's got so many cards, so I don't think you're going to see any one card just spike to the moon. I think you'll see all of them gradually rise up as the season goes along. But with 4,000 rookie variations, it's hard to pick which card is going to do the best. But Prism base, that's liquid. That's an easy high volume card. So I don't think you're going to get hurt at that. All right. You guys asked for me showing you how I come up with the plays. I am open to any questions that you might have. If you want me to help you walk through it, if you go sign up for Market Movers and need some help navigating through Market Movers, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you with that. If you want to try and create your own plays, and before you go and spend the money on it, you just want to get a second opinion to make sure you did it right, reach out to me. I'm more than willing to help with that as well. So that is what I have. I'm not 100% sure why, but I've had a few people reach out to me recently and ask me to go over how I've actually done on some of my plays. Like, I don't know if they're looking for justification that I'm actually making money on sports cards, to give a little validity for those that don't know me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together for those that asked. I don't have any problem being transparent with it. I'm going to do. I'm going to go back through and do like a month or two of all of my plays of the day, the pickups of the day that I do, and then I will let you guys know how I did with those plays. Because I do these podcasts weekly or bi-weekly to help, and I give you suggestions with how to help make hundreds of dollars. But if you want to go on a smaller scale, you can follow my plays of the day, and those plays of the day will give you the opportunity to pick and choose what you want to do, and you can make money on those as well. Those are not those plays of the day that I post are not all for personal collection. A lot of those are flips and plays that I make, and make profits on those as well. So I think that is all I have for tonight. You got anything else for me, Mark? Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'll put a link on Instagram. Since I could not get Instagram to work tonight, I will put a link on Instagram to let everybody know to come over to my YouTube channel and watch this, so you can learn how to do this for yourself. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good night. Have a good week. And as always, if you got questions, reach out to me. Talk to you later. Have a good one.